Hey guys, Marty here. Welcome back to Snappy Videos. It's Digimon World Challenge time again, and this time we're doing an hour of play. Last time it went really well, and then we got Numamon. But this time I wanted to mix it up a bit. This time, we're adding a challenge to the challenge. I can't use any items, except food of course, because the Digimon has to eat, and if I don't feed it, well, we're not going to get very far at all. But I won't be able to use any other items, so no healing during battles, no healing after battles, no restoring MP, absolutely nothing. Just food items. This is going to change the way we start out the game and play the game, as I'm going to have a very strong Digimon straight up. Can I beat our last recruitment goal, where we played for an hour and we managed to recruit 6 Digimon? I will not be able to use items make this so much harder, and I might not even get close to that goal. Well, let's see. I smashed in my name and named our digital friend Snappy, and we were on our way into the digital world. This time I decided it'd be a good idea to go with Agumon, as last time I went with Gabumon. I woke up in the love circle again, and listened to Mr. Hand on a Stick talk. He invited me into his house, and we were off. I collected the items from our little marshmallow shaped friend, but for this challenge, we don't want items. So I went through and dropped all of them, except for the meat. Remember, without meat, our Digimon won't last very long, but everything else, we can't have. I praised Agumon and listened to his creepy sounds. So weird, yet still so comforting. We went to our little seed sprout Tanamon and collected the day's meat, before heading out for some training at Green Gym. Training was going to be super important to us. Without some pretty high stats, we could end up dying on our adventures. It wasn't long before Agumon required a digital bowel movement, and we were off to the long drop in the city. I proceeded to absolutely smash the training at the HP Rock. I took Agumon back for a nap on the cardboard chair, as I knew he would become fatigued soon. But I didn't realise what the time was, and as we woke up, he was ready for bed. We woke up the next day, collected our meat, and went back to smash out some more health training, and did a couple of craps. And then I noticed that after he does his digital droppings, he turns his head back and looks at his creation. What a sick dinosaur. I got his health up to 2000, which was a point where I decided to train some other stats, and started training other stats, but pretty soon, Agumon needed to rest his sweaty head. We took another dump, these will never get old, and headed back to finish our training. My training continued. I still hadn't left the safety of our little city. I wanted to be able to take on several monsters before returning home. If I couldn't, then we'd risk dying. I trained his brains to over 100 so I could tell him to attack during battle. I'm not going to battle yelling out, "Your call, big dog." That isn't going to go down too well for this challenge. I trained for a little bit longer and had Agumon stand in front of a giant boxing glove while it pummeled him right in the kisser. Then Agumon froze. For a second I thought maybe he was hit too hard and the dinosaur brain stopped. But then, he started to digivolve. This is what we were waiting for. This is the moment we gain all of the power, or all of the poop if I'm super unlucky again. What was it going to get? What would he turn into? I was super excited, yet worried at the same time. Then, it appeared. We had Tyrannomon. It was on, Tyrannomon was here. He was ready, and we were going to smash this challenge. His stats were alright, they could obviously be better, but this was enough to get the challenge rolling. I let him sleep for the day and quickly trained a few of his stats up a bit more. Did one big Dinosaurus Shitosaurus. Then I fed him the equivalent of what would be at least 17 Pikachus worth of meat, and went down to take on our first Digimon. We took on Agumon and we destroyed this little yellow fella. He joined our digital city to run the item shop, which we couldn't use. I left the item he dropped on the ground and continued to find another Digimon to recruit. I found Kunamon's bed and quickly changed out Tyrannomon's attacks for a ranged attack, as his close-up attack wasn't very good. I fed our new little friend Kunamon, and then he attacked us. The battle made me a little nervous. We were turned into our V-Pet sprite for a bit, and our health got a little bit low, but we managed to defeat him. I looked at the clock and it was fishy time, but we didn't have much time. I rushed down to the point to see if he was there, and he wasn't. We just missed him, but we did manage to get some mushrooms, which was good because Tyrannomon at this point was eating so much. We ran back to rest in the comfy chair at Gigimon's house to regain some health. It ended up being sleepy time anyway, which is a lot better way to regain health than taking a heap of 1-hour naps. We got our meat, found a few mushrooms, and we headed on the way down to take on Palmon. The way Tyrannomon was eating, I was going to need some bigger meat in the meat farm, and Palmon was our ticket to that. I found Palmon, and it was on. Tyrannomon even tried to shoot me with fire, but then he worked out who his actual target was, and he defeated Palmon pretty easily. Palmon joined the city, and the meat farm was now ready to produce us something slightly bigger. I had a few battles on the way back with some of the forest's finest. I won them all of course, but I couldn't take any of the items they dropped. We took a crap. Then I went and smashed out some health training, as we'd need some more as we're going to start venturing further and further away. We were now about 35 minutes into this challenge, and I only had 3 Digimon recruited. The time was getting really close to fishy o'clock, but my health was low. So I ran down to Kunamon's bed and snuck down to the point that way. I must have got there when the time was meant to change over, because I could see him swimming but he wouldn't talk to me. This was the second time I'd tried to get him, and he wasn't there. We really needed some better time management. I decided to move on and would come back later. That left me with only one option. I was going to take on Captain Drillface. I knew defeating him wouldn't recruit him, but we didn't have time to move around the dirt to actually recruit him. So taking him on was the best milestone for me. I managed to find 3 mushrooms on the way, had a sleep, and then entered Drill Tunnel. I avoided any battles on the way in and went straight for him. We did battle, I defeated him pretty easy, I only lost a couple hundred health. I thought about moving the dirt to actually recruit someone, but with 10 minutes left, this was just going to be a waste of my time. We probably wouldn't even get it finished. All I had to do now was waste some time until we could get back to the point and talk to Mr. Fish and go to the jungle to recruit some more mons. I took on a load of Digimon while I waited. Tyrannomon was on fire, and nothing could beat him at this point. It was time. I went down to the point, and this time it actually worked. I jumped on their heads to get across the water, and we were in the tropical jungle. I didn't waste any time as we had less than 10 minutes left. I went and recruited Betamon, then went straight up to find our friend Centuromon. I didn't do the maze right the first time, and accidentally got shot. Twice. So I walked Tyrannomon back home with only 1 HP. Not having any healing items in this challenge has definitely made this rather annoying, but it's a good challenge. We got back to Gigimon's house without running into anyone and rested up. I went back and Tyrannomon did a massive shit on the bridge. He then proceeded to sleep in his own poop. And with only a couple of minutes left, we raced towards Centuromon. I got the maze wrong the first time, and the second. But the third time, I nailed it, and he joined the city. We were sent into the Dino Land, but then that was the end of our challenge. So we managed to recruit 6 Digimon, which is the same as the last 1 hour challenge I did. But we did manage to defeat Drilly McDrillface. Although he wasn't recruited, I do feel like that's another thing we did tick off. If I had got to the point on time the first time, we would have got to the jungle a lot earlier and been able to recruit a lot more Digimon. So what do you guys think of this challenge? Do you have any suggestions for a future challenge? Let me know in the comments below, and why not check out one of these amazing Digimon videos while you're waiting. Alright guys, I'll see you in the next amazing Digimon video.